Howdy, partners. Right, Space Cowboy here with another video. Today, I'd like to talk about probably my favorite game ever made by Naughty Dog. Also, PlayStation's best exclusive ever made. I decided to make this video because it just became free on, um, what's it called? PlayStation Store. I just didn't feel like buying it. I would have bought it. I finished it. Played it 4 times, once on PlayStation, finished it on, once on PS4, 3 times on PS3. I just finished it on hard 2 days ago, and probably has the best story out of any PlayStation exclusive I know or played. So I just like to talk about it. Last of Us is a stealth zombie third-person shooter, and I already know what you're probably thinking. Why would literally any of that mix? But trust me, it fits all together. The shooting mechanic is like one of the most satisfying third-person shooting mechanics probably ever made, if I'm to be honest. The combat is oddly too satisfying as well. Like, it gives you the choice to grab people, which is just amazing because you can use them as a human shield, and you can either shoot them or fuck, I'm kind of retarded. Strangle them. God. You can strangle them, and that's everything about the combat. And now I'll be talking about the story of The Last of Us. The Last of Us is about a father coming over the grief of his daughter, which he lost in the very start of the game when they're escaping their farmhouse. His daughter gets shot when they're trying to escape, and ever since then he's stuck with his friend that he met at a camp, which you start off at the very start of the game. Her name's Tess, and this girl, which is the leader of a clan or group of people called the Fireflies, her name's Marlene, gives you the task of smuggling a girl to the other side of the states named Ellie. Ellie's your companion throughout the game because Tess dies at the very beginning because she gets infected trying to protect Ellie, and Joel has an everlasting grudge on Ellie for the rest of the game because of that. Well, not the rest of the game, but like until there's 4 sectors of the game, until the middle of the game, he starts forgiving her, and he starts acting like a father more to her, to her. Like, he becomes more of a father figure to her, because Ellie never had a father because everyone she's ever cared about has died or left her, including Marlene. Her mother gets infected. Ellie's mother gets infected at the start and dies. Ellie's girlfriend Riley gets infected trying to protect Ellie and dies. And Joel's the only one that sticks with Ellie. And that's it for the start of the story. Towards the middle, Joel and Ellie arrive at a university thinking that there's Fireflies, which is a group of people that were hired to cure the infected people because Ellie has the cure because she's immune to the bite, because she was bit 3 weeks before she gets handed off to Joel and Tess. And Joel is very suspicious at first, thinking, why would we like transport an infected girl across the states, and that has is one of the reasons why Joel doesn't grow a bond with Ellie at the very start of the game. But in the middle, Joel becomes a father figure, which I already said. So they go to the university thinking to find a bunch of scientists getting ready to work with Ellie and get her uninfected and get everyone uninfected and find a vaccine, but ends up that the doctors aren't there. They've been gone for at least 2 years or so ish. It never really specified, but he said long gone. And it ends up he's in Salt Lake City, down way further down the states, and Joel is fighting his way out of the university because a bunch of scavengers come in, and Joel gets thrown off a 2-story balcony onto a metal spear that penetrates him through the side of the body, and Ellie has to take care of him through the winter. That's where Ellie meets David, a cannibalistic psychopath which ends up trying to molest Ellie, but Joel comes out of his deep coma because Ellie manages to get some antibiotics from David because she was hunting a deer, and she gave David the deer for some antibiotics. And David, once Ellie leaves, sends some men after her. So Ellie lures the men away from Joel because he's still injured. And Ellie gets kidnapped by David and is getting prepared to get eaten. But Joel comes in, saves her, and they escape there. Joel later on takes her down to Salt Lake City, and they have a real bonding moment when Ellie, which can't swim, gets stuck in an underground river trying to save Joel, which she does, and Joel gets her out of the water, and she just starts drowning. Well, she doesn't start drowning, but she already has a bunch of water in her, so Joel has to give her CPR. And the Fireflies find them at just the right moment, knock Joel out, take Ellie both to the hospital. Joel wakes up and realizes Ellie isn't there, and he asks if he can see her, and they say no. Joel freaks out and Marlene's there too, so Marlene walks off. Joel gets up, shoots all the guards, runs to Ellie's operating room because he knows that she's gonna die if he doesn't save her. He gets her. Marlene shows up, tries to tell Joel that, you can't do this. It's not right. We have to save all the people. And Joel just says, fuck that, shoots at Marlene, takes Ellie, and they leave. Back to Tommy, his brother, which they met somewhere on the third quarter of the game. And Joel tells Ellie that there's over dozens of uninfected like her. So Joel lies to Ellie, and they live a happy life. So this game is probably one of the best stories / games. It's more of a story than a game, if I'm to be honest. The cutscenes are really nice. And I can't wait for the second game, which is coming out in February of 2020. Okay, that's all, guys. Thanks for watching the vid, and have a wonderful day.